Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
The big man.
Wiesman better be careful.
That's pretty good.
I'll start mispronouncing his name.
Wiesman.
I've been around here longer than him.
He's thicker than the Snickers, Steiny. I can't wait.
To me, there's two themes to the year. The team is how they move forward with their players who are coming up on free agency. And then individually, to me, and we talked about this briefly yesterday, I think it's all about Wiseman this year. You think Kuminga. I think they're both important. Obviously, they both are. But we're talking about the Warriors. Bob Myers met with the media today. They go to Japan next week.
Yeah, two games.
We got him again on 95.7 The Game. So you'll hear every single Golden State Warrior game right here on 95.7 The Game. And I'm going to play this one more from Bob Myers. And here's what we're doing right now. We're going to talk a little Warriors until about 1:30. Then we're bringing in Brandon Stokely, former wide receiver for Denver. Got to get into the Broncos. It's been all Garoppolo and Trey Lance, who are the Denver Broncos. And then we're going to Cam Inman, 49ers, 95.7 The Game insider. And then we'll finish up however the hell we want.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. But this is what Bob Myers said earlier today, just about an hour ago, on what are you going to do as it relates to Poole, Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson.
Well, we want all those guys. Can we get them all? I don't know. It depends on what the money ends up being, what the ask is, what we can do. We're not at a point to make those decisions yet. Where it ends up, the more I've been in this, the more I realize there's no absolutes. I could sit here and say, we want this, we want that. Some of these decisions may be made in the next 2 weeks, and some might be made in 7-8 months. And the information that we have then will be helpful as far as making those. And then it's a negotiation, to be honest. But we like them all. I'm not going to like them in order for you. That doesn't do me any good, but we like them all.
So there's Bob Myers. Last Dance? Am I smelling Last Dance vibes?
Only if one of the big three left.
Well.
And right now, Dre, he got a bag, too, that he's looking for. Klay is a lifer. I know you're like, what do you mean? I just feel like Klay, Splash Brother, will be here. But Dre and the connection to Bron and the whole clutch sports, and I don't want this to happen, but Stein, if you say if one of the big three are leaving, the homegrowns, it damn sure ain't Steph. It would be Dre.
Well, to me, Draymond Green threw a little bit of a monkey wrench into everything earlier this offseason, talking about opting out of his last year and renegotiating an extension now. And
right now.
I was incredulous that that's what he wanted to do, and I would still be very surprised if the Golden State Warriors were to do that. But the one thing I don't think Draymond Green's going to do is opt out of that last year, which is a player option, without a contract extension. Because I'm telling you what, Draymond Green opts out of that last year, he may have just solved some of the Warriors' issues at that point. Because at that point, they could just let Draymond go and re-sign everybody else, and kind of the decision's been made for him, especially if Draymond is giving indications he's ready to move on.
And what fascinates me is when we heard Steph Curry sit down with when he did his interview and talked about possibly, being okay with KD coming back. And, you and I talked about it, Sonny, because we don't know what was said, if there were conversations between the two teams. But if, let's just say, Brooklyn wanted, the Warriors wanted to include a package with Draymond Green in it to Brooklyn, could you imagine him not being a Warrior that way? Like, it wouldn't have been the last dance. It would have been the last chance, and he would be in a net uniform, and you just wonder how attractive he is, or would be to the Nets.
I don't think he'd be very attractive.
See, that's amazing to me because now that KD would be off the Nets, then their title hopes are down the drain. So I get that.
I think if the Nets were to trade Durant, and it would have been with the Warriors, they would have wanted Kuminga. They would have wanted Wiseman.
Jim Jordan, Poole.
They absolutely would have wanted Poole.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them.
Yeah, I hear you.
But they aren't going to say, hey, first and foremost, we want Draymond Green.
Because Green is a missing piece to a championship team that has, like, if the Bucks get Draymond Green, a team like that, I mean, that's where he's just valuable.
The Bucks won a title without him.
Okay, Boston.
I'll say Boston.
Well, they looking for a coach, maybe.
Boston.
Boston. Miami. Like, that's where Dre is, Mr. Fixer-Upper. If you need a chip, I can do the dirty work.
He also could be Mr. Terror Downer.
The Clippers, producer, he got my ear.
He can mess something up as easily as he could put somebody over the top.
Let me ask you something about radio etiquette. Producer E gets in your ear and he says something, gives you an answer to something, and then you say it, but you don't cite him. I feel like hosts do that too much. It's okay I say producer E. Like, he gave that to me. I'm that type of dude. I think some dudes just steal it and just as if it were theirs.
Let's go to Jay in Oakland.
Well, thanks.
Hey, Jay. What's going on? You can do what you like.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
I love y'all. My favorite. Y'all my favorite too. I love y'all to death.
Thank
now,
you.
as far as myself being a general manager, the writing is on the wall. Draymond know his days are numbered. That's why he's trying to opt out the contract, because he knows with the emergence of Wiggins and Poole that though if they get their contracts, they can't re-sign him. So that's why he's trying to pressure them into signing him soon. Draymond is the oddball, so I think we go to the table and get all four together and see if we can come up with a number to keep all four players that they could keep. And if not, I have to go with Draymond because, I mean, as hard as it would be to replace his fire and energy, he turned into Ben Simmons last year in the playoffs and the finals. He couldn't make a shot. He was scared to shoot the ball. He was frustrated. We can't do that no more. He's easier to replace. Because just imagine if we had somebody to replace him that can hit the 12-foot jump shots and the free throws, just to make and rebound, just the basic things.
Yeah, Jay, thanks, but come on.
There was a lot there, but
so many other things. Yeah. I do agree with Jay, though. If push comes to shove, I'm with him. It's got to be Draymond, as far as I'm concerned.
And do you think when we got the news, did Dre wanted the extension to the caller's point, Steiny?
I think the caller's right.
No, Dre was playing chess. There was
we'll see.
Not that it's going to work out in his favor, but he was letting you know, is this going to sound crazy to you, partner? I'm going down. I ain't going down without a fight. Kind of like, there was something to that, and there was a message. And I think he's looking around like they got Jordan Poole, who, let's be honest, and give credit to Draymond. I mean, I don't know if you want to say credit might be too strong of a word. He's giving your boy JP his flowers at every turn. Like, this dude is going to be a factor in the league. He's going to average 25 points a game. So Dre isn't looking at Jordan Poole and his future. If they may have something to do with Dre's, he's giving him his props. And then you talk about Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, remember we started out a couple years ago with Dibs K Wig? Now it's grown into a thing.
Draymond Green missed 36 games last year.
Before that, though, he was DPOY caliber. Steiny, he was playing his ass off. Before Dre got hurt last year, it looked like you could have just sent the award to him in the mail. And I know it wasn't 50 games, Goo, but he was playing his ass off.
Well, he doesn't stay healthy anymore.
And that is a problem.
So you can't be Defensive Player of the Year if you miss 30 games a year. And he's missed, 16?
Yikes.
43, 22, 19, 36. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Joe Lacob, and I think this is what he's going to do, which is nothing. He's not going to extend Jordan Poole right now because he doesn't have to do anything.
He's status quo.
Come on out. It's Golden State Warriors having tryouts. Who wants to be on the team after this year? That's what this year determines. You want to be on the team next year? Have a good year this year, and we'll re-sign you. That's what I would do.
Wow.
Jordan Poole, you're not happy about not getting an extension? You got to come out. You got to put that behind you.
And who could be mad at the big boss for all the money and the red that he's got, the black, whatever you want to call it, that he's gone into? He's earned himself this year to just, like you say, Steiny, try out.
Samuel in Sunnyvale. Hey, Samuel, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, what's going on, guys? I have a quick question that I want you guys to answer after I get off. Disregarding Steph Curry, who is probably going to be the ultimate lifer for the Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on the order, I want to know your guys' order of operations based on the contracts that which includes players that aren't really up for contract. What would your order of operations be in terms of contracts for who could help us immediately as well as towards the future. If you could name your top players that could immediately help us, who deserve contracts right now versus ones that will get them down the line in the future to continue this dynasty, what would your order of operations be for those players who deserve contracts to continue this dynasty? Just name them out, each of you guys.
All right. Well, wow. I may be different. I think I'm going to be different than most people, because if you're making me the owner of the Golden State Warriors, you're making me the owner of the Golden State Warriors right now. And your boy's not going to have much sentimentality.
Well, look at you.
So,
look at these.
To me, I'm just going bottom line. If I like Jordan Poole, he's priority number one. Okay. He's the youngest player. He's the most explosive player. He's the player he's more improved than anybody else. To me, Jordan Poole is my number one priority in terms of re-signing. Number two is Wiggins. I'm looking at age, and I'm looking at where the league is. It's all about versatile wing defenders. So Wiggins would be two. And, boy, Clay and Draymond are kind of in a tie for third. And ordinarily I'd say Clay's a higher priority, but you're going to have to probably pay Clay more than you want to pay Clay. So I don't know. I'd have to see. But Clay and Draymond are tied for three, depending on how things shake out with the other two.
Now, I'm shocked that you said it was that close with because I agree with you. To me, Jordan Poole is the next Steph Curry. He won't be Steph Curry, but he will be the face of my franchise. So I got Poole number one. Yeah. Andrew Wiggins, just like you talked about, can do it all. Swiss Army knife, still relatively young. He's not going anywhere, so he's my number two priority. And three, Steiny, is Klay Thompson. And Klay, outside, and this is going to sound crazy, those two catastrophic injuries, they happened back-to-back. I mean, what I saw from him physically and him being able to play 30, 28 minutes a game last year, I feel like, and he can still shoot the ball, and it's a shooter's league, Draymond would be the odd man out for me.
Yeah, me too.
And there's no shade in that.
Just be man enough to say it. Of course there's shade in it.
First off, I'm all man.
No,
and then whatever you heard, for you to have to say that to me, I don't know why you said it.
Because you have to sugarcoat it with Draymond, because you're afraid Brownie Blings might be listening.
That's what you think of me.
You don't have to say no shade. You don't have to say no shade to Draymond.
No, but I would say that if we were at the bar. That's how I put my mustard on my lines.
It is shade at Draymond.
But I'm scared to say number 4 on my list. Because if I was thinking that way, I would have had Dre number 2.
But then you would have done the same. No shade at Clay.
I would not.
No shade at Wiggins.
I love you for calling me out, but it was nothing there.
Yeah, I think there was.
You didn't know me 5 years with this marriage. You think I'm a scaredy cat at times?
Yeah, remember we talk about how I think you
Dre on the show, guys. And I said, "Hey, Dre, I went at you." And you saw what I did to Jeff Garcia. I ain't scared of nobody.
Ah, yeah.
Look at you smiling. Jeez. Yeah, you know I'm on to something. I ain't scared. Your partner ain't scared.
Yeah. Scary cat. Says Booby Roots 23. And the sniff. And the sniff.
Mr. Furley.
Would Wiggins fill that void if Draymond were let go? Not all of it. Tony in Oakland. What's up, Tony? Talk to me.
Steiny, man, it's bringing a tear to my eye. We got to take a moment. We got to take a moment of silence and realize Jordan Poole is out. If I'm that guy, 25 a mil is not enough, bro. It's not enough. If I know I can go to Orlando, I can go to Indiana, I can go to Sacramento. Hey, throw me. I want the bag. I want 35 mil. We've all been praising this guy for his work ethic. He's finally earned it. We got one more year of a bargain. If there's anybody in Jordan Poole's camp that's listening to me right now, hey man, let's go back to back. Let's put that work ethic put in for this season. Let's go back to back. Let's let that guy go and let that guy get the bag. We'll be holding that guy back. Somebody, man, I'm a basketball fan. I'm a diehard Warrior fan, but at the end of the day, I love basketball. I'd rather see Jordan Poole go to Orlando and average 30 and be at a below average team than be held back with us and only make 25. Let that guy get paid. That guy deserves to get paid, man. Let him fly. Let's see that.
Yeah.
I thought my smoke detector detected Poole shade, but nah, that was Poole love.
The Warriors could give Poole 5 years and $190 million.
Well, then he could get his bag here.
You wouldn't pay him that, would you? Would you give Jordan Poole 190 over $5 million?
Man,
I wouldn't. That's a little bit crazy.
That's what, almost 40.
Yeah, I got to try to keep him
not
between
with
20
Steph
and
still
25.
because I believe Steph's got 4 if he wants to, at least 4 or 5 more years.
By the way, and a lot of people weighing in here. Well, you also got to take into account what Steph wants. Hey, listen,
I saw that.
I think Steph made it clear this summer he's on board with whatever Bob Myers and Joe Lacob want to do. He trusts them. They've got 4 titles. The bottom line is, Steph Curry made it clear the Warriors were talking to the Nets about Durant. And Steph Curry had no problem with Kevin Durant coming back here.
Wow,
if Joe Lacob says to Steph Curry, hey, I got to move. It's going to cost us Draymond, but I think we could keep this window open for another year or two. Steph would be, bye-bye. Bye-bye, D. Bye-bye, Day-Day.
Oh, no.
Curry wants to win first and foremost.
Wow, he just did.
He wants to win more.
And he did want it with the original recipe that I was telling you still wasn't done.
Won 4 titles with Draymond. I don't think he'd be afraid to move on from Draymond if they had a good deal.